Alright guys, welcome to my channel. I'm now just arrived at this place. So I'm just gonna do a walk talk and I'll bring you some kind of scenery about this area because this town is built almost look like the European town in Shanghai.
Te sigo buscando, tanto, tanto, tanto llevo, pero no encuentro un rastro que me diga si es que estoy cerca. Cuando
So
de una vez
I have been to this place for several times and it was used for this is actually a local neighborhood, but all the buildings and the house are designed and built based on the European architecture look like. So yeah, so as you can see, there's a big church over there. I'm not sure if the local residents here are religious. I think it is look like a Catholic church or Christian church. I'm not sure. I have to get closer to have a look. But I mean, religion in China, it's always managed by the government. So even you do have a Christian church, or I'm not sure this one is the real church or it's just for touristing. I think it is a church. Maybe there are some like foreign guys living here. They need a church to do their stuff.
my heart's beating, oh my, beating harder, oh my, louder. My heart's beating, oh my,
So now I'm in front of this church and it doesn't look like it's open to the public, but I'll get close to have a look. And yeah, as you can see, this is a new built church and there's nothing history at this area because all these buildings are new built up. So let's get closer and have a look, guys. So it says from Monday to Friday it open up 10 o'clock to 4 p.m. and Saturday it's a little bit different time, but I was trying to open up the door and it's locked, so don't trust those signs, it's different. You can see that? You can see the picture. It's not blurred when I had this pop up. So there's a couple just in front of the church and they are taking photos about their marriage. And they all dressed like the Western style of the suits, and the brides dress wear a white skirt or all this like a Western look like marriage. In China, if your marriage is managed in a Western style, in the majority of the time in the city, you do a Western style marriage, which is supposed to be like rich, polished, look like this one, and they pay money for taking pictures about their wedding, and they make these awesome pictures in front of the church or beautiful places, etc.
This town is named the Thames town. It is designed by Atkins, a British consulting company. The town has its own multifunctional shops, stores, restaurants, supermarket, hospitals, schools, churches, sports center, and many other functional buildings. You can find villas, townhouses, apartments in its living area.
This one is a fake Little Mermaid, and I think this is a knockoff of the Little Mermaid in Copenhagen. But yeah, this is what it is. They try to do a simulation of the European scenery, and have a look at this one. The face statue is not that well cut it, and I think it is dodgy. So that's something like funny you find, because if you have been Copenhagen, you know the Little Mermaid is the most well-known place to visit. But here I found a knockoff.
This place is basically for the rich people to set up their holiday home because it is remote, far from the city center. If the foreign expats don't want to step out of their foreign bubble, here is an ideal place to keep yourself comfortable. You would love to stay in this town cause here the population density is low and very safe.
Well, I just did a tour up this area, and it was awesome actually. But you know, I just want to bring a topic today, which is the real estate up this area, because you know, in the Shanghai city, the real estate prices goes up to pretty high price, and probably if you are a newcomer, you cannot afford all these properties. But here. It was like almost 5 years ago, or almost 6 years ago. I and my wife, and we went to here because we found this place is quite awesome to purchase a property. And you know, at that time, like 6 years ago, it wasn't very expensive up to this area, because all these buildings and shops are still building up. But yeah. And we checked the house price up here. It was like almost around 2 million to 3 million, and you know, at that time that was also expensive. But if you compare to now, maybe it is already doubled. But since we went to Sweden, and we abandoned our plan to set up a property here, but it is still a good place to invest if you don't have to go to the city center, you know, to work every day, and you don't need to take the metro to across the entire modern city. Then it is pretty okay if you like work from home or something like this. So it is okay for me. But if you have to like go to Lujiazui or go to other city center to work, then that's probably a very harsh work for you, because you have to travel almost like more than 2 hours on the road. Probably not 2 hours, but yeah, more or less. So that's the pity. If you have only living here, then you have to across the city. But beside that, the surroundings and the environment, it is very European look like, because for me, it is not a shock at all, because I stayed in Europe for more than several years. But if you are a foreigner and you want to have a relatively similar lifestyle in China, probably you can come here and maybe do a rent. I think here you can't get the rent very cheap, because I think it is a quite polished place if you compare to those places that I visited previously in those little village. So I do recommend, if you are like a global company a manager or something, you set up a headquarters in Shanghai, then probably come to this place. Alright, so you got this kind of real estate information up there on the wall, and as you can see,
123 square meter. So apartment will cost you 8,000 to living here, and you do have like 99 square meters apartment, which is around 3.5 million.
So if you want to stay in this place, living in a small apartment, which is around like 35 square meters, it will cost you 3,000 RMB to live here, which isn't that bad for a single person. And if you want to rent a big apartment, so as I said previously, it was almost like 8,000 to 10,000. And if you want to buy a big apartment or a spacious villa, then probably you have to pay 5 million to 6 million up this area. So for the people with money, it is a quite good place to invest, even now, I think. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna say about the real estate in this place. This is another interesting thing. It's what's that called? Optimus Prime, and made by recycling materials like the iron, etc. But it's already rusted. So now I'm just sitting under the tree because it's cooler than outside, and behind me it's a European or Northeast Scandinavia country look like building architecture. And I just bought this soft drink from Family Mart, which is quite usual convenience store in Shanghai around here. And this one is tasty. It's called Chi, and you got like cucumber flavor. Oh no, this one is orange tasty. But anyway, well, I just want to chill out, and it's really hot. And you know, the disadvantage that you travel during the summertime is always fighting with this heat, and you know, it is really easy to get exhausted when you like grab cameras and all this equipment and going outside. And I walked almost kilometers, so I need a chill. So I'm almost done the tour up here. The last topic that I'm going to bring up is, you know, they created this entire European look like small town, and Chinese people, especially rich people, I think the rich people are living in this area. But you know, in the meantime, you got people bashing the Western world and try to make a war or something. That is very like contradict themselves. On the one side, they worship the culture, that all the architectures, buildings, churches, and they built up a beautiful European look-like town, which is as much as similar as what I see in Europe, in Germany or in France. But this one is called Thames town, so obviously they knock off this town based on the British architecture. But actually I see it's a hybrid. I see like a German style. I'm not sure if there's a British style, but I do see like Scandinavia architecture styles. This bookstore actually, which is bookstore, which is actually very famous, and it is very well designed. But today it is closed. It's a pity that I'm not able to get in. And yeah, so almost Chinese people are sometimes contradict to ourselves, because we see the world from a very strange angle. Sometimes we love the awesome, beautiful things that created all around the world, especially the influence from the Europe countries. But on the other side, you see those like nationalists always bashing the West. So it is still opening. but I'm not sure if I should get in or not. So on the other side, they're bashing the Western cultures and etc. In a very brutal way. This is what I don't want to see, because any ethnic group or any country has its unique culture, has its unique heritages and relics and historical buildings. We should respect all of those. That is the diversity of this planet. If there's only like one style, which is the Marxism and the red culture, it is very tedious, and you probably will see those concrete box Soviet Union gulag look-like building everywhere. You won't see this awesome European little town in China. See this one. This is definitely a Scandinavia look-like. Maybe you can see it in Sweden, in Malmo, or in Germany. It's very familiar. I miss Europe. I miss Sweden now. This is a backyard of these buildings. So if you buy a house, you are living in this such condition, which is as similar as Europe. But I think the maintenance is relatively unprofessional compared to what I see in Sweden. But this is awesome actually. And it's quiet, and you know. Anyway, I'm getting out. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.